So now we're about to talk about postural types and line of gravity. And this is erect posture, and we defined erect posture as that posture where gravity passes through those structures that were designed to withstand gravity in a way that protects or potentiates the health of those structures. And so in this section, what we'll talk about is how it protects. Okay, the way it is protective is in this posture, no joint that interfaces with gravity is at the limit of its motion. Let me give you an example. Let's go through it. The ankle can both flex and extend, meaning tip toes up, toes back. The knee, now the knee has a little less freedom in extension. Extension means this lower leg goes forward. This angle opens up. Okay, that's extension. There's a little here, right? But there's a lot of flexion. The hip is like that too. The hip has a little bit of extension left to it. In other words, you can take this leg back, the thigh back a little bit, but it can go way forward. The thigh can go way forward. The pelvis can tip under, can tuck, or it can lift up or go into what we call the toot. Okay, has that freedom right from here. The lower back, the lumbar spine can flatten, or it can become more convex. The thoracic can flatten more, or it can become more convex. Convex. And the cervical has all the freedoms too. It can go back more. It can do anything. Okay. All these joints have more freedom of movement. Okay. And why is that protective? What's the protection in freedom of movement? The protection is it makes for health of the avascular tissue. All the joints have avascular tissue in them. And avascular tissues are your cartilage and your ligaments. Okay? Your cartilages need to be expressed. And what I mean by that, avascular tissue needs to be expressed. And what I mean by that, there is a blood supply close by every avascular tissue, but there are no blood vessels coming in. So wherever blood vessels come into a tissue, you don't have to protect its blood supply other than don't cut yourself. What you have to do is just be there, and the blood comes in and the blood goes out because that capillary is waiting for them. Okay, but in the avascular tissue, its exchange is only through compression and relaxation of compression, stretch, relaxation of stretch. When that happens, when you put it under compression or when you stretch the ligaments, then what happens is that expresses the fluid that's inside that tissue. And when that fluid is expressed, it takes away the waste and it takes away the carbon dioxide. Okay? And when it's relaxed, when the compression comes off, then the oxygen that avascular structure needs comes in, and the food that it needs comes in. All of its needs come in on the decompression. Okay? And so if you are not at the limit of movement, and if you move, right, then what happens is these tissues get what they need easily. It's part of your movement. Okay? And so in this posture, you move from side to side, you move front and back, and every joint in there gets decompression and the release of compression. Compression and the release of compression. Compression and the release of compression. And so when you return to home base, it's like it's at a position where somebody just got decompressed, and it's ready for the next move. Okay? That's the beauty of it. When you sleep at night, okay, the disc, let's take a disc. When you take a disc at night, when you go to sleep, you take gravity off all your disc, all your cartilages. And therefore, in the morning when you wake up, you're taller. And as gravity goes on through your day, it decompresses. So there are natural decompression cycles, okay? There are natural decompression cycles. When you bend your body forward, the disc compresses in the front, decompresses in the back. And then when you sit up straight, return to straight, the back gets compressed, the front gets decompressed, it's pumping. That's the protection of ideal posture, is that it always returns you to a neutral position, and you can go in every direction. You will go a little past ideal and come back. You'll go forward out of ideal and come back. You go to side, you go to side. Freedom of movement is the beautiful part of erect posture.